Plaintiff Sherry Hooper says moving in with the defendant was the biggest mistake she ever made. Sherry claims after living with the defendant for 1 week, she kicked Sherry out so her ex-boyfriend could move back in. Sherry's suing for her unreturned property. Defendant Katrina Webb says after she allowed Sherry to move in, she learned of Sherry's history of drug abuse. Katrina claims she soon realized Sherry was nothing but a bossy drunk, and she denies owing her for anything.
Start with you.
The worst mistake I ever made was to move with her. I met Miss Katrina back in 2005. We were former co-workers. We worked great together, got along really well, lost contact, came back into contact with each other via Facebook. I noticed where she was looking for a roommate, and I responded and said I would be interested in renting the room. She said, well, she's kicked out her boyfriend. Well, he's a scumbag because not only was he seeing her, she caught him with my niece.
She told you this?
Oh, yes, yes. So anyways, she said she was done with him. So I rented a 16-foot Penske truck and moved up to where she lived. Within a week, she had texted me at 7:30 at night stating that she wants her house back.
Why?
Her and Quentin are getting back together, and I need to find somewhere to live.
Okay, let me get some more background from her, and then we'll get into the specifics of your property. Ma'am?
Well, my biggest mistake was letting her come and stay with me after finding out about her past drug history, and then a couple days living in my house, I realized how much of a drunk she was, you know, and she got bossy, tried to tell me what I could and wasn't going to do in my house, and she stayed there longer than a week. It was.
You say you lost your mind.
You have lost your ever-living mind. Even, I don't know, maybe you ain't had one.
What would she do when she got drunk? That's one of the things I'm hearing may have disrupted the household. Tell me.
My ex-husband was staying there at the time too, and she would get drunk and try to boss him around and tell me I couldn't smoke in my bed when I get home from work. I work 2 jobs. If I want to smoke a cigarette and relax.
She was your tenant?
Yes, and she wasn't paying me nothing.
Got it.
Oh my gosh, what happened to the $135 right off the jump start before we even pulled up in your house after I filled up that 16-foot Penske truck for $138?
Okay, well, you was moving your stuff from the beach to move in with me because you said you needed somewhere to go.
And then I filled up the truck with gas, and then
you said the woman hadn't given you any money. I don't think you'd let the woman move in with nothing. So, did she give you any money or not?
No.
All right. How did you call? What caused you to leave? Tell me about leaving. She called you, and told you that her boyfriend was moving back in.
That her and Quentin were getting back together, and they went. Nobody could do anything about it, and I needed to find somewhere to go because as long as I was there, Quentin wouldn't come to move back in, because I've known Quentin before I ever met her, and he's nothing but a player. So he's been running around on every girlfriend he's ever had. So he would not come to that house as long as I was there. If I'd known all this, I would have stayed at the beach and got flooded. I went over to Holland's restaurant and got me one of his canoes and just floated right on around.
He didn't like you because he knew you as a crackhead.
I didn't sign up for all this.
All right, and tell me about your property that you're suing her for. What happened?
2 days after I was told to get out, I left and I just took my clothing, my toiletries, personal hygiene. I came back 2 days after that and got my flat screen, my stereo system, the cabinet, a few other items. I left my refrigerator, my black leather futon, a wine rack. I left a brand new crock pot, maybe used twice. And then I had an antique glass brown soap dish dispenser.
What do you say happened?
Okay. First of all, I have text messages, and that was her third trip to my house. Her first time she came to get her flat screen, I wasn't there. My boyfriend was there. The second trip, I was there. And that's when she brought people, 2 other cousins or whatever, to get her stuff, all her belongings, and a truck. I have 2 witnesses there. I have statements from them witnesses.
Did she leave back a futon, a wine rack, crock pot, glass pump, soap dispenser, and a refrigerator? Did she leave those things behind?
As she was leaving, she didn't get them. She said, I'm giving you the futon, I'm giving you the crock pot. I have witnesses saying that. And for the refrigerator, she wanted $20, but instead of the $20, she wanted me to get her $20 worth of pot. After a week went by and I
lost your mind.
No, I haven't.
Man,
Ah, Lord Jesus.
she is not giving you a refrigerator for 2 joints, that's for sure.
Yes. That is all she wanted. That's all she wanted.
But she ain't that big of a weed head. I don't believe that, are you?
No, sir.
Thank you. But you did say you had a crack pipe, though, didn't you?
No!
You said something about a crack.
Crock pot.
Oh, crack pot. Oh.
Yeah, baby.
Okay, all right. I just want to clear that up. All right. Don't embarrass me. All right. You say she gave all those things to you. That's your defense.
Yes, and when she left, after about a week, she didn't get her pot. That's when she showed up at my house. I wasn't there. I worked 2 jobs. I came home in between jobs. She had a note on my door and then asking for her stuff. I sent her a text message saying that she could come by that Friday morning when I was home to get her stuff. And she didn't even respond back.
Please.
You, I'm en route.
Let me see your text showing that you told her she could come and get her things.
And
Ma'am,
look at
she
the
said
date.
she told you. She says she's giving me something that says you can come get your things. And do you recall how many witnesses were here when you told me I could keep the futon and crock pot? Go ahead and bring the law. You think I'm afraid of them? I have nothing to hide. Ma'am, she's at least convinced that,
She's entitled to my belongings.
no, she says that she has witnesses that heard you say it.
I do. I have 2
Who
statements.
were the witnesses?
I have statements.
Why do you think she changed her mind then?
Bring
If
statements.
she was giving them to you. Why do you think she dragged you to court? Cross country.
Because I didn't go get her pot like she asked.
You the only one with weed in town?
No, but she had just moved
Do
there.
you need
She
more
could have went and got
vision?
some weed from somewhere else. I'm not buying the fact that you didn't get her weed and that's why she dragged you across the country. That's what you want me to believe.
These are all the text messages from that day.
I'm not going to read all those text messages. Did she answer?
No, all she said was,
Did you answer, ma'am, when she asked if you recalled giving it to her?
No, I never gave you
And she
anything.
said, do you recall how many witnesses were here when you told me that? And now she provides me with witness statements.
Okay, Your Honor, I have a witness statement.
Were they
as
there?
well. Yes, they were.
So how many people were there when this happened? Y'all
One.
had a house full of people.
Oh, yeah, that's why I had to move out.
How many
so
did
she
you
could
have
make
there?
room. How
How many people did you have? You had 2,
Two.
and you had how many?
I just had 2 people there. The people that she
Your
brought,
2 say what?
That her last words to me
And
was,
you have
"Take me
statements
to
that are
court.
going to tell me that, ma'am.
Take me to court. I'll see you in court." Yep, that she was not giving me my belongings.
Yeah, and that was the thing to say as well. I would say the same thing. I would say exactly the same thing. If someone came to me and said I owed them something that I know I didn't, fine, take me to court. We can deal with that then. You tell it to the judge. And that's what she's done, and so far she's winning her case.
Okay,
Do you have any texts indicating?
Yes, I have a
All
text
right.
message where she
Let's see
said
it,
she's
please.
done with Quentin, and Quentin.
I don't nobody care about Quentin. I want to know about this.
Well, Quentin
these
is
items.
the one that's made one of the
I don't
statements.
care about Quentin. Give me something that discusses this futon and the crock pot. So far, her defense is a legitimate defense, and she's convincing me that what she's saying is true. This is Richard whomever. Then he rolled back up there and told the girl there was, but she didn't have 15 to 30 minutes for us to load the rest of Sherry's belongings, which was a refrigerator, futon. There could have been a few more items we moved, but she would not let us retrieve those items. She said she would just wait till Sherry took her to court.
Well,
She's
because
not going to let her retrieve them if she believes you had given them to her.
and I was on my way out the door.
But that
Work.
refrigerator, how much is the refrigerator, ma'am? Let's see, you wanted $250
for that.
I'm going to grant that judgment to you. I'm not convinced of the other items based on the text I've read and the witness statements and her testimony. Judgment for the plaintiff for the amount of $250. You ladies have a good day.
Thank you.
I said it was true. That's the way it went.
That is a lie, so we're going to leave it. That's your lie. You tell it how you want to.